For Wednesday, October 21st, we heard a lot of interesting things from James Franklin and Penn State players yesterday. These are the three words that I think are the most enticing that James Franklin or any of the players said on Tuesday. Elite ball skills. Who he was referring to, James Franklin was referring to, was true freshman receiver Parker Washington. Now, the reason I think those are the most enticing words is because we've all seen that Penn State's receiver situation has, quite frankly, been a mess for the last few years. If I tell you elite ball skills, who comes to mind? To me, it's Allen Robinson and Chris Godwin. Allen Robinson was phenomenal and still is in the NFL. I'm not sure I ever remember Chris Godwin dropping a ball at Penn State, and that includes going up and catching some incredible 50-50 balls in 2016. That's what I think of when I think of elite ball skills. And so when James Franklin started talking yesterday about Parker Washington, again, it's a true freshman, but he said elite ball skills. Also said great body control, can go out and make a lot of one-handed catches. That gets you excited if he can translate that onto the field, because Jahan Dotson, probably the number one receiver for this team, but my biggest question mark for this Penn State football team is, will they be able to find consistency at the wide receiver spot? And again, it was KJ Hamler last year, and then a huge drop-off to everybody else from a production standpoint. If this Penn State team is going to be a legitimate college football playoff contender, they're going to have consistency from the receiver spot. They can't have guys dropping balls out there left and right like we've seen for the last few years. We've seen some pretty big names, players we thought were going to be really good, end up dropping a lot of balls, some key drops in Penn State history, of the last handful of years. You just can't have that if you're going to be an elite program. So elite ball skills. Those are the three words that I latched onto with Parker Washington. We'll see if the young man can live up to it. I'm going to play you now a minute video clip of James Franklin talking about Parker Washington. There's a lot of great stuff in here. Have a good day, folks.
With Parker, he's a very mature young man. He's a very smart young man. The offense kind of makes sense to him, and he can kind of connect dots with some things. He's got a mature approach to meetings and practice. And then, you're going to see him. He's almost built like a running back in a lot of ways. And he's got elite ball skills and body control. Me and Clifford were talking the other day out of practice. He caught one-handed. And usually when a guy makes a one-handed catch, everybody goes crazy. But he's done it so many times that it's almost like it's the expectation for him now to make those types of catches. And you got to remember, too, we're not a program that, really approaches one-handed catches. We don't want them to catch the ball with one hand, only when, there's no other option. And he's done it, multiple times in the appropriate situation.